All right, we live. All right. What's up, y'all? Welcome back for another episode of Black Lightning Matters. Man, this is a very special episode. So I hope you guys are listening to this prior to the mid-season finale return. Get you some good conversation in. I am your co-host, Rhayne Coleman, the Carefree Black Nerd, Carefree Blurred on Twitter. And I have with me, like I do every week, I have my co-host. Come on, man.
Yo, man, it's your boy Cole Jackson, and I can't even say anything smart this week because we got a guest, and I can't even act the fool this week, man. Like,
I mean, you gotta do you at all times. You gotta remain 100.
Yes. So, y'all. If you saw the episode, you saw the title, and if you're listening, you know what's going on. But please, sir, let these folks know who is on the show with us today, man.
What's up, everybody? I'm Rico Ball. I play Ishmael on Black Lightning Season 4, the final season of this remarkable series. I'm just honored, man, to be able to step in there at this time, to help, end the series with a bang. And, I really look forward to the future. But, as far as for me, man, I've been at this for a long time. Definitely playing Ishmael on Black Lightning has definitely been a dream come true for me. Ever since I was little, I always dreamed of being a superhero or a super villain. And for years, people was just like, "Yeah, you look like you could be one, but there's all the spaces are filled already." Like, and I was like, "Nah, I'm gonna do it."
Okay.
So and then I was doing Stargirl actually. When I got the call for this, so I couldn't go right away. And I was like, oh man. So fortunately I was guest starring on there. I was able to finish up and make it on over. And let me tell you something, man, this was different. This was a life changer for me. I don't even see life the same no more. And honestly, I don't look at the people on the show the same no more, because I don't think half of them human, honestly. But I seen a lot, bro. Like, I don't look at the world differently. So, but like I said, I was scrolling through Twitter, and I was just reading all the tweets. I was just hoping and praying, like, I just hope that the audience responds well to this guy, because nobody knows who he is really. Only the true comic book guys know who Ishmael is, right? So, if you're just a casual fan, and this hooded, black ninja comes through, and it's like, man, who is this dude? So and that's the cool part about it, because it's so fitting. Like, I can relate to the character so much, because I too can relate. Like, when I pop on the screen, or as long as I've been doing this, I thought I might have done enough, but then people are still like, who is this dude? So you got to come in, kill real quick, handle your business, and then just keep going. But the level of training and just the things that I had to commit to, I think I'll be able to take with me for the rest of my life. Like, I've improved so much just as a man, as a human being, as a father, and most definitely as an actor. So
wow, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Like, you kind of went into, I seen on your IG, you kind of went into this to this whole situation about how the role changed your life and it strengthened your faith and transformed you into a bona fide warrior. Did something kind of happen to when you got, like, before you got this role or something? Because, like, you were like, I mean, you had a long post and you were super impassioned about it. So
yeah. Well, I can take you back to this summer. The summers is kind of, I kind of dedicate those to what I'm either filming or I'm spending a lot of time with my son, because he's a true athlete. He's a basketball player. He plays AAU, travel all over the country. Okay. And then he's at a prep school doing the school year where they traveling all over the country. So we try to lock in during that time. So, we was running to one of his tournaments, and I was, I was coming back by the house, to just grab some things, and he was still at the house. So, make a long story short, I'm pulling in. FedEx truck come flying down the street, just smashed into me head on, while he's getting into the car. So here I am on purpose doing what I'm supposed to be doing, I really didn't know if I was dead or alive. Like, honestly, I thought I really wasn't here for a couple of weeks. Like, it was weird. I didn't have any feelings. I couldn't really, it was almost tragic, but I made it. God is good.
Oh wow.
And shortly after that, it was like, I'm sorry. Right before that, I was doing something with Tyler Perry, and we were inside the bubble. I think he was the first one to get back to filming.
Right.
So I was guest starring on Sisters or something like that, and we were inside the bubble, and in the bubble they would have service every Sunday. So I'm sitting on the line one Sunday, and TD Jakes came. And he gave this amazing sermon, bro. Like it was the most amazing sermon ever. And I felt like he was talking to me. He was just saying, basically, I'm about to raise you. God is speaking to you. God is about to raise you to levels that you never thought you could go. I know you've been standing back. People have been walking past you for years, way less talented than you, and walk past you like you a dog, but you always cheered for him. You never bowed your head. You always celebrated for him. So now it's your turn. Basically, that was what the sermon was about.
Okay.
So, we get out of the bubble. I'm adjusting back to life, and then boom, this happens. I get into the ring, but somehow, like God is so good, man. Like I was able to, walk away in one piece, end up going to the hospital. This is a whole long drawn out process. You know how that goes.
Yeah.
But my son ended up like taking his basketball game up like 12 notches, man. I mean, he just went to a whole nother level. And then I just started banging out like bang, 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 bang. So I was like, look, now is the time. I want to be a superhero. I want to be a superhero / super villain. So I wrote it down, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And 7 days later, I got the call for Stargirl, which I wasn't a superhero, but it was in that lane. I was like, all right, cool. Things is heating up. So I think on my 5th day of that said, I got the call for Black Lightning. And I was like, yo, man, God is something else. Like, once your intentions are pure and you totally focused, man, like, you can get whatever you want.
Man, come on, bro. Wow, I never would have thought, man. I thought it was just something. I was just looking at it as some Hollywood type stuff, like, yo, I just got this role, but like you just kind of blew my mind right there.
Yeah. It was like, and I think that's probably where I differ from most, because a lot of my boys, like, they be booking big stuff. And I be like, yo, man. And he's like, yeah, it's whatever. And to me, like, it could never be whatever. It's like, like every day I get to go to set, like, it's a huge deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, even on the smallest projects, way back, like, I'm always amazed, when I walk into the studios and I see all these different people with all these different jobs and, just seeing everybody work. I'm a people studier anyway. That's my profession.
Right.
So, I just really, truly watch everyone, who's really, especially the ones that's passionate about what they're doing. It's really a joy, man. It is. I could never just look at it like, it's whatever. Maybe some people do it to be cool, but to me, it's always a blessing, always. But this one right here was different. It was definitely different.
Wow,
bro, you done gave me a lot to think about myself. Like, whoa. Oh man. Okay, so you did mention that this project working with Black Lightning was different from others, and how these folks is like superhuman athleticism and stuff. Can you tell us about Black Lightning preparing and working there versus like some of the earlier projects or something else you've done? Like, how was this?
Okay, I can't even compare it to anything, but I will say I remember early on I would guest star a lot, and I would do these athletic roles. Like I grew up playing football and basketball since I was like 7 years old, so I was like 25. So that's my direct background. So whenever I would book a athletic role where I was hooping in football, I always did my own stunts. Like which just playing ball. So and then as I got a little older, I was no longer the player. Now I'm the coach, right? So it was totally different because, for one, you have to learn lines, and you got to bring this stuff to life. And Probably the hardest thing is just, learning your partner's rhythm and remembering the blocking, where you're supposed to go when you say this, da 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 da. Okay, now with the football and basketball stuff, I was just a natural athlete, so it just came natural to me.
Right.
When I walked into Black Lightning, right on, my manhood was tested, like right away, like because I say this in a, I don't mean it like that, but it was like right then and there, I had to face every emotion as a man, and I had to deal with it because here I am, I'm always the biggest, baddest dude, or at least one of the best. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Here I am. I walked into a arena where this is not my lane. Like I don't know any martial arts. I don't know any sword work. Like I don't know anything about a scimitar. I don't know anything. Like this is a whole nother world. So I walks in there, and you got these amazing stunt guys, man. Like they just, I'm like, how do you do 360 kicks, not one? Like how do you jump in the air and spin 3 times, land on one foot, hit another backflip, and spin 2 times with 4 more kicks? I'm like, man, look, come on, man. So then, so I actually had to deal with not knowing how to do something, which was very frustrating for me, like I had to be insecure, like I had to be around all these big badass dudes, here I am, don't know anything. So now I got to deal with that. Just being embarrassed because I'm doing it the wrong way, and wondering, if they're laughing at me. So all these are unfamiliar emotions for me, but I was able to deal with it head on because I had such an amazing team. Like like the stunt guys over there, Danny, Nick. The stunt double for Ishmael is Brandon, who ended up being my trainer, who brought me from step 1 all the way to step Z. So I owe so much to Brandon, man, because like from it's because I know how to scrap, but then there's a difference between television scrapping. There's a totally big difference. And then just the sword work, I learned all the basic, the start techniques, to all the everything that I needed to do, and I would just come home every night and just work it. So I went, from having this huge wall in front of me, and I just chipped it down piece by piece, and I just kept perfecting my craft. Like even on my off days, I would call Brandon, like, "Yo, B, where you at?" "Oh man, I'm at the hotel. Let's get it in." We'll spend 3-4 hours, at the hotel swinging swords. We hear the police run up on us. They're like, "We ain't never seen 2 black dudes with swords. What's going on?" People running from us. It's all kind of crazy. But man, it was. Like I just noticed a whole nother level of confidence that came about me. Was like, yo, if any problem comes about, I can knock it down. If I can't handle it right now, just chip away at it, and as long as you know that the outcome is going to be a win for you, that's all that matters. Like as long as you just keep chipping away, it's going to be a W for you. Now I can't say that enough, but there's just so many, like, it all happened. It's all like a dream. Like, how you wake up from a dream. And you kind of remember bits and pieces of it, but as the days and the weeks and the months go by, the dream become a little bit more clear to you. So that's just kind of where I'm at now. I'm just like, wow, did this really just happen? Like, so yeah, man, it's just an amazing experience all the way around. And then just, when you walk it in, and you see Chris, who plays Black Lightning, he's super cool. And then Jordan, he's got his own show coming. So, you walk in this room and then, Jordan is a beast with the swords. I mean, he's been at it for 4 years, like every day, man. This dude is a dog. So, to see how humble he is and how hard he went, it was so motivating for me to go, as hard and just try to match his energy. And everybody from Anissa to the whole cast, man. So yeah.
Let me ask you another question, kind of follow up on how was it filming during the pandemic? Like, you know, I know I don't know what the protocols were like, but
yeah.
Give me a little insight on how that was happening.
It's totally different, man. Like, it's so different to where I don't even remember what it was like filming before the pandemic. It's like, you know, you have to obviously take COVID tests 4 to 5 times a week. I think it was 4 times a week.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got to wear masks. Like, you know, my thing was, you know, I'm kind of a fat boy at times. You know, like I love to snack and eat, bro. So. Crafty, they had this Crafty where you can just go get all the food and snacks that you want, you grab it. And my whole thing was I would always grab a little extra and throw it in my trailer and fill my backpack up, and I'll bring it home just to the little ones, just let them have a blast.
Yeah.
So and then, you know, I'm the type that, you know, when it's time to film, I can't really eat like that. I can only nibble. I do fruit and nuts, and then, you know, then once we film and we wrap, then I go to my trailer and just pig out. So all that was cut out. So on certain on certain projects, all projects, whenever you want a snack or something, you have to walk to a station and you have to tell them, hey, can I have this? Can I have that? So you start feeling guilty because you be wanting a lot of stuff, but you can't just, you know, there's other people in line. You can't tell them, run, give me 9 different things. So, you know, you know, that was bad. But, you know, at first, the COVID test disturbed me, and I think it disturbed a lot of us. But the fact that we knew we were safe and we knew we were good, we kind of, you know, just kind of, you know, came around to testing every day. And, you know, some, you know, seeing you guys in PPE gear, everybody's wearing a mask 24/7. The only time you can take your mask off is to drink. Even when I was training, I had to keep a mask on. So it was a little brutal at times, but with the COVID team coming in, well, you know, we call them the COVID police, because that's exactly what they were. Hey, man, they were serious, bro. But
did y'all have a snitch line like the NBA did? Or what?
Yeah, man. Look at here, bro. And they was hiding around the corner too, waiting to catch you. You know, but they was, you know, they was cool. I think everybody just wanted to work. You know, it's messed up because you couldn't really go anywhere. You couldn't see your family and friends. You got to just lock in and be about business. And I think because of that, you know, I think the actual filming part probably went a little better. You know, than it probably would have, because people were just a little bit more focused on their health and work. Because if you caught the vid, your money stopped. You know?
Yeah, you want that bag. You want the bag to hold up, man. You not want that to hold up.
Yeah. So it was. I'll tell you what though, but we looked forward every day. We would talk about one day everything would go back to normal. So just, you know, people, you just want to relax. You know, you just. Yeah, it seemed like you were just a little bit uptight at times, but at the end of the day, you know, once the lights went on and they yelled action, you didn't care about none of that.
Oh man, this is just kudos to you and the whole cast, man. Yeah, rewatching that last episode where you came out. Now I ain't even gonna hold you up. I was like, who is this out here messing with Lala? No, man. But looking back, I'm like, man, you did what needed to be done, man.
Hey, you know what? Lala, you know, I haven't had the chance to catch up on all the season. I think I'm on season 3.
Okay.
Because, you know, because of work and everything like that. So I'm finally binging. I'll probably finish tonight. He's definitely become one of my favorite characters. Also, Will is one of my favorite people, man. Like he's an amazing dude, man.
Yeah.
So just to be able to work with him, I mean, I hate the way it went down like that. I kind of wish we could have partnered up and been side by side at least for a minute. But you know, I see him in the future. You know, it was just like Lala, man. Like he was that dude, man. Like Lala is that guy. So, when I was reading the script, you know, when I was like, yo, this Ishmael dude is litty. Like, you know, this dude is lit. So if he comes in, you know, one thing about me is I'm always downstream, you know. So I'm like, if a guy comes in and he's taking heads like this, like, you know, and he's about that life, like anybody that's about that life.
Word.
Any day that he wakes up, it could be his day. That's just the karma, and you know. So every day that I went to work, I was like, man, look, just let me live to see another day, man. But the good thing about it though is, you know, I don't think, you know, just reading the script and looking at the episode, I just wonder, you know, have we seen the last of Lala? You know, that's all.
I don't
think so.
I don't think so.
Yeah, nah.
I don't think so. They got him Han Solo right now, but
yeah,
right.
you know.
yeah. Hey, I tell you what, man, it's gonna be a fun season, man. I think people are gonna be in for huge surprises, a whole lot of surprises. Right?
Let me. So, how close is your character on the show to the one in the comic books? Because again, a lot of people don't really know Ishmael, but you know, we like the thing about the Carefree Black Nerd podcast is that's what we all about, inclusion. We all about inclusion. We all about talking about the black characters out of the comic books. How close is your character going to be to the comic book character?
I think.
And did you have to? Oh, I'm sorry. And did you have to do some comic book reading to figure out the character?
Actually, yeah. I mean, I definitely had to do my research, but I think Ishmael, the modern day Ishmael, will stay true to the comic book character because Black Lightning is pretty good. You know, we're kind of sticking to the code a little bit. The only thing different is that the Ishmael now, he's a little bit more modern. Like, you know, he don't have like the weird haircut and the crazy outfit. I think they wanted to make him a lot more modern, but he's just as dangerous. He's just as much as a mystery. You know, and we will see him, you know, next to Ra's al Ghul, you know, here shortly. Hey, man, it's gonna be. Hey, I probably shouldn't have said nothing.
No, you bad.
Y'all made me slip.
Nah,
hey,
no.
Hey, but it's gonna be a while. You know, like, you know, it's just talks now. But as far as for Ishmael staying true, like he'll be as true as they possibly can in 2021.
Yeah,
Man, that's
okay.
That's
all you can ask for.
Yeah, like I can't really ask for nothing else more than that. So I like that.
Okay? So going off of that, just a little bit deeper, how close is Ishmael and Rico? Like, how are there any things that like, we both do this? We both ninjas.
So
Ishmael ain't from Oakland. He from the Oakland streets.
Ishmael is from.
He from the Oakland streets. So
yeah. So when they told me, I mean, you know, when I read the breakdown, I saw the main thing that stood out to me was Ishmael was a badass, right? So, and he's a very intimidating guy without saying much, you know, just his presence alone. So, you know, I've always, not always, but these past few years, I kind of get stuck in this category to where, you know, they probably wouldn't have let me play a bad guy or play, you know, this killer or this. So, you know, I just kept thinking about it. And I thought, I was like, yo, like, what can I really do? You know, what can I do to really sell this thing? Because I already know when I walk in the room or where these days, you know, everything is on camera.
Yeah.
So I was just able to channel my life experience, you know, growing up in a town. I was around a lot of dangerous people, you know. So I was able to kind of take myself back, sit on my front porch and mimic all the bad dudes, you know, that I saw. And I kind of put all of those guys together, you know, and my lady said something that was real deep. She was like, baby, you know, you've been on this superhero stuff. Like, you've been a quarterback since you was 9 years old. You was out there playing against 11 dudes trying to kill you up to 60 times a play every Friday night. And when you got to college, it was every Saturday night. So you had to pull victories, you know, out the yam, you know. So you've had a lot of pressure. You've done super things, like, you know, so you can relate to this character in more ways than one. And that was like, she hit hard with that one. That one punched me in the gut. And once I embodied that, and I put it all together, you know, I had to sleep on it and meditate on it, and it just hit me like right before I walked into the audition room. Like, it just hit me, and it all came together. And it was one of those reads where when I was like, all I got to do is watch it. You know, I felt that good about it. It's like, all I got to do is watch it. It's a wrap, you know. And I came home, and my lady was like, so how did it go? I was like, it went great. She was like, so what did you do? I said, I don't know. I don't remember. It just came over me, you know what I'm saying? And I tried to tell her, I was like, this is what I think I did, you know. But I was just all the way committed in the moment. You know, I prayed to the spirits, you know, and they came down on me, man. And it just came alive. So you see a little bit of B in there at times, of course, with the body, you know, with the body language and, you know, the movements. That's all me. But there's some moments, man, where you know, it's tough to speak on it right now because a lot of people think I'm crazy as hell. You know, but you go places spiritually as actors, and when you're in this different world, you know, where it's superheroes and powers, there's certain worlds that you may go to spiritually, and you know, you take these things with you, and you leave 10 times more powerful than you were, you know, before you walk in there. You know, I know we're human, and we probably can't send lightning bolts through a wall or nothing like that. But if you really sit down and think about it, I mean, we can. It's just not in that form. But yeah,
man, that's dope, bro. Seriously, that's dope. Let me move away from the character. I want to ask you like an actor question real quick. Right. I know you toured with Tyler Perry, right?
Yeah.
So what was that like? What's the difference between actually doing touring and with plays and everything, and actually doing TV shows and movies? Like, what's the biggest difference that you've seen between those two?
Well, in theater, you know, you act more with your body, and you're bigger, and everything's louder, and it's a live audience, and there's a rush. For those of us who's play sports, you know, if you've ever played in a big game where the crowd was loud, the music was jumping, you know, Chili is the band, whatever, and it was just this high energy. And pregame, right? You in the locker room or whatever, and y'all come running out, boom, and the crowd just go, like that feeling right there is the closest, you know, you'll get, you know, when it comes to theater. Theater is the closest thing I could give you that kind of rush. Film and television, you know, everything's smaller. It's real subtle, from your facial expressions to your body language, you know, to the way, you know, you kind of want to, on theater, you have to enunciate loud and big. In television and film, you almost have to throw your lines away at times, you know, or, you know, everything's just kind of subtle. And I think that's where a lot of actors, even I myself, struggled in the beginning, you know, coming from theater to film. I still was on the stage and big and loud, but I will say that the advantage that theater actors have is that their memories are impeccable, and they tend to come in, and you know, some guys may take 37 takes, you know, whereas a theater actor knock it down in three or four takes, if not one take, because they're used to there is no cut. Like, you have to be on 100 from the time the curtain opens to the time the curtain closes.
Ooh.
And theater is much more of a grind too. Like it's like far as the hours, rehearsal, it's grueling hours, man. So by the time, you know, if a person starts in theater and then they go to film and TV, it's such a breeze, you know. Like even the hardest day doing filming, it just doesn't compare to a 2-a-day show doing theater, you know. It's definitely a different beast. But I love doing both. I just haven't had time to do theater in a while. I'll go back at some point.
That's awesome.
Cool. Yeah, it sounds like theater is more of a boot camp. Like that's where you might want to start off if you want to.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. Like the best actors, you know, in the world, you know, they all have theater background. You know, that's even the ones who are, you know, bona fide. They came in television and film, but you find them, you know, trying to find themselves in someone's theater because they still want to strengthen. They want to go to the next pinnacle, you know, and only that theater-based trained actor can really fight through the trenches, you know, like a flawless warrior. Yeah.
Damn.
So tell me this. So we know that you're an actor. Your resume is there. How did you get started with acting? So what was that bug, that spark that was like, this is what I need to do?
Yeah. Man, it's weird. Like when I was 5 years old, I'll never forget it. I was in a school play, and I just remember being backstage. Like the feeling that I got, it was just the most amazing feeling. Like I was a part of something, that I belonged here, you know. And I just remember how everybody was nervous and scared, and everybody was whispering and running around. And I was like, "Yo, like this is great." So when the curtains opened, and I got to go out there on the stage and do my thing, the audience clapped and cheered. And you know, I think I started playing football at the same time. You know, in out there in California, they started us out at like 4 or 5. So, and I was like, wow, like this is kind of the same rush, you know, as football. Which we didn't use the term rush. I don't remember what we were saying back then, but it's kind of the same feeling. I was like, but it was one of those things, man, where you knew like this is my thing, like this is it. So, you know, as time went on, I just became more and more of a jock because I really wasn't accepted in the theater world. You know, that's when things started kind of splitting. Like the jocks go this way, the theaters are more so quote unquote nerdy. That's the word that they use. And you know, they didn't really accept me like that. And then, you know, my football team was like, you going there with them weirdos, So, you know, you kind of get peer pressure into choosing at the time. So, you know, I kind of let theater go to the back burners, but I always had a love, you know, for it. Like especially film and TV, I would sit down and watch movies over and over and over. And I would study it with Denzel and, you know, all my favorite actors. I would watch their movies over. Like even in high school and college, I'll just sit in my dorm and I'll run the same movie. I think I watched Training Day, man, probably like 3,000 times. I watched Man on Fire. I probably watched Man on Fire 300,000 times. You know, so, you know, it was just something that always talked to me and always pulled at me. And then, you know, once my sports career died, you know, I found myself right back in black box theater.
All right.
Man, that's dope, man.
Yeah, thanks for going back because we got Ishmael. So thanks for going back.
Yeah.
Man, so okay, I gotta ask. So we going back to the character. I gotta ask, man. What we gonna be able to expect from Ishmael this season? Like, what we getting? I need to know some fights. I need to know, like, what can you give us?
I'll just give you a little bit. Whenever you see Ishmael, it's gonna be some action. Like, right? It ain't nothing but hey, he's a man of few words, and he's all about action. So, whenever you see him, it's going down, and I think everybody's going to be in for a really, really good one. You know, when it all comes down to it towards the end of the season. So, yeah. Just stay tuned.
See, okay.
Okay. Yeah, yo, this guy Ishmael is a bona fide killer. Like he's a trained assassin, and that's what you're gonna see every time.
Oh, wow.
I'm ready. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it.
Yeah.
Same.
But I mean, but I like how they actually, you know, Ishmael actually gets to you get to see, even though he's this stone cold, you know, assassin, you'll still see at times where, you know, he's still a man. You know, he's still a human being. You know, he's still vulnerable to the things that a man would be vulnerable to. So, you know, even through all that, you know, you get to see these different levels of him, and it's gonna be fun, man. Like, you know, like I'm just like honored, like honestly, to be a part of it. You know, to be able to work with the cast and the directors. You know, just the producers. Shout out to Celine and Ty and Billy C. You know, just for nodding. You know, just for giving me the nod. Mary Lou, you know, Benny Boom, my boy, that's my dog.
Yeah.
Back. Yeah, he just did my last episode. Shout out to Benny, man. You know, I've been waiting to work with him again for a while. So it's gonna be an amazing season, man. The writers are amazing. They will never let y'all down. So just stay tuned, and y'all gonna be in for some really cool surprises, man. And yeah.
That
I got one more question. I mean, I know we got to wrap everything up. I know we taking up a lot of your time. I gotta ask though, are we gonna see you in the Painkiller show or what?
Man, you know what? I'm praying. You know, like that's all me and Jordan talked about every day doing training. So I just pray that, you know, our conversations went to God's ears, and you know. I do believe that, honestly, in my heart and in my spirit, I would like to say, hell yeah, you're going to see him.
That's all.
But, you know, heavens, yes, you're going to see him, you know. So, you know, I'm going to put that out there.
Yeah.
You know, I just pray, you know, it really, I think it all boils down to the people. You know, it's what the people want to see.
Oh.
You know, so, you know, if the people would take to Ishmael, you know, they can put a little bit more pressure on seeing.
Well, if I can interject, listeners, did y'all listen to this episode? Make sure to let Black Lightning writers know we need to see Ishmael in the Painkiller show. Yeah.
I mean, it only makes sense, man. Like, this is a brand new show that's coming out. He gonna need some. He needs somebody to go up. Like, y'all can't fight Tobias every show, bro. Like, we need some more characters.
Yeah. Hey, but there's so many guys, you know, that can come about. You know, there's so many places that they can go with it, and there's definitely a whole lot of room for Ishmael and quite a few others, man. Like, you know, like I wouldn't be surprised if you see Black Lightning again. You know, you know, I wouldn't. Yeah, yo, like seriously, man, I would not put anything past it, because last I checked, I'm not sure, but in episode 6, I know I get hired to. You know what? I'm talking too much, man. You know what? Y'all, come on, y'all just stay tuned, man. Y'all stay tuned. Y'all stay tuned.
You killing me.
It's hard not to talk about it, because it's like this has been an amazing experience for me, and I'm still taking it all in. And it's like there's days that I spent on set that it didn't feel like I was there. It was just like a dream. And those days are coming back to me now. And it's like all the things that we got to do, like all the stunts, all the different things, you know. So I would say you guys are going to see some of your favorite characters in Painkiller, but you're going to see some new bad asses and some semi-new bad asses. But it's going to be a killer show, man. Like, I think, man, that show going to be the real deal. Watch episode 7. I'm sure you already know this, but the next episode, I won't be in that. That's the one that's letting everybody know what it's going to be. Tune into that one, and then I will pop right back up in episode 8, 9, 10, 11, whatever. I don't know. So
we gonna have you the rest of the season after the backdoor pilot, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'm satisfied. Then I'm satisfied.
Man. Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, look, I'm gonna be campaigning for you to be on Painkiller Show. Trust and believe.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Word, man. Most definitely. Rhayne, you got anything else?
I got a little comic question, because you are on a comic book show. Was comics new to you? I know you mentioned the kind of divide from like the nerdy theater.
Yeah. Well, now I was heavily into art. So, I was like an advanced artist when I was young. Okay. But I was all freehand, right? So I was never taught, the basic styles of art. So I would get frustrated. But I had buddies in all my art classes who were heavily into comics, so they would lace me on it, and at one point I really got into comic books as well. So, I was always into of course, Spider-Man was always my favorite. Okay. Superman, of course, Batman, Robin, all the main notable guys like Hulk. I was really into Hulk Hogan. That was my guy. And I just remember seeing the physiques of these guys, and I was like, yo, like I want to look like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, so I was always drawn to these guys, how they looked and how super they were. And then, like my coach would say, hey man, you got to be Superman out there on the field, like Superman's right, like, so then, I became the Black Superman. Okay. So, I would always imagine myself being in a Black Superman outfit and, stuff like that. So it was always in my subconscious mind, always there, and here we are.
Look, yeah, I'm for it. We might even campaign for a new Black Superman too. Why not? You already there. So.
Yeah. I think they tried to do it with Hancock, man. But it didn't really. Didn't really go. Yeah. I think it has to be a real deal comic book character to work. Otherwise it'll be like one of those B list type things. So
but no, that's all I got.
Hey Rico, we appreciate you joining us. Just thank you, man, for just kind of for just accepting the interview to come on, man. Like we really appreciate it. Let everybody know your social media so we can, put it in the notes and they can actually hear it on the show.
Oh yeah. You can check me out on IG at I am Rico Ball. Twitter, same deal. I got to get up on all the other stuff, but right now I just do IG and Twitter. I'm trying to be more active on Twitter because I got time. No, I got time today. So I got time now. Really just trying to grow. I just would like to spread love and just spread motivation through my work. Just spread inspiration through my work, and that's really what it's about for me, man.
Yeah. That's dope. Man, thank you again for joining us, man. Listeners, make sure you guys check us out on the pregame. We're gonna do the pregame again every 15 minutes before Black Lightning shows up. And join us on the live tweets. We live tweet during the show and catch us every Tuesday. Black Lightning Matters.
Every Tuesday.
Peace, y'all. Peace and love, man.
All right, Rico.
Bless.